Joining me today is New Hampshire Representative Francis Gauthier from Claremont. So, Francis, let's keep with this education discussion. We were talking about the Croydon suit. They're able now to transfer their funds to a private school because they don't have the resources for that child. How should a legislator respond to that?
I think when I see a Supreme Court case come down, I think the legislature should move into the direction of where that case ended and was decided.
So what does that mean, sort of, in terms of the education environment in New Hampshire? What would that mean? What laws would have to be sort of changed or crafted to sort of make this work fluidly?
Is what I believe is New Hampshire needs to go down the road of a public-private education system, and I think that public-private education system can work to the betterment of all children, not getting just a adequate education, but a very good education, excellent education actually, and I think this is where the New Hampshire legislature should go in, and the public and private school can actually partnership with each other, because you have some let's say resources in the private technical education centers, which the high school, the local high schools around in that area could actually make use of, instead of building another machine shop. Let's say they could use that machine shop and share that back and forth. I want to talk about technical education too versus sort of preparation for four-year college. But before we get to that, what does that sort of mean to the tax base of the towns, do you see? Does this create tax ripples? Are there externalities associated with this? I think what can happen is taxes could actually get lowered, and what I believe on either your New Hampshire business tax or your 1040 form, where you pay our income taxes down to the federal government, is that there should be a box there that says education choice. So the parents, this is what money I spent over the year and over the last 2 years or year or whatever, and I put that money in there, in that line, in that box. And what that says to the federal government is that I've been sort of like paying either a state tax of some sort, and so that should come off my income for that year. So,
but wouldn't that come in? Oh, you mean if you send your child to a private school?
Yeah, private.
Okay.
Educational choice.
Yeah. So if I send my child to a private school, that cost of education, you would say, should be deducted from the federal taxes.
And what that would mean that that's money that New Hampshire doesn't get right now. So I would say that would be just like brand new money coming into the state. Instead of being shifted down to the federal government, it's being shifted to the education system here in New Hampshire directly.
Have you talked to, obviously the state can lobby for that, but that decision is going to come from Washington, not here, because it affects the IRS.
Yeah.
Have you talked to our reps, or how would the state go about getting something like that done?
I think first off, we need to draft a piece of legislation in the legislature that says we want to make this communication down to the Washington, either the White House or to the House of Representatives or the Senate in Washington. We want to send them this notice.
So like a resolution?
Yes.
Do you think that would pass?
It could, yes. I think it's worth a try.
What's the sentiment do you get when you think about the other legislatures?
Well, I've talked to a few legislators, and they seem to be thinking about it. They say, wow, that's a novel idea.
So if that were to happen, would that preclude the need to transfer school funding from the public to the private schools, having the money follow the kid?
Yeah.
Because in Croydon that happened. Would that preclude that from happening?
That could take the pressure off that, and when you take the pressure off it, you take all the hype off in the news and all that stuff, because the worst place that I see things being judged is in the newspapers. It should be judged in the legislature and in the courts, and whatever is appropriate
places to judge that.
Okay, well, we got to stop here because we're going to go to a commercial
Yep.
break. When we return, we're going to continue our conversation focusing on other issues in the legislature, so please stay with us.